All right, welcome to the Lockdown podcast. We are here in Michigan, some of us in Missouri. It's cold as shit here. I'm sure it's warmer there. Alex, I'm sure what's the
Yep,
temp in your lovely glorious land?
probably in the 60s.
Shit, send that shit here.
Lucky
Yeah,
bastard. Just go out in the window and blow and give us some warm air.
yeah.
Yeah, my temperature on my PC here is saying it's 36 degrees.
Yeah.
Damn.
7. Yeah, dude, it's freaking and the thing is it's 36 in Michigan is not 36 anywhere else.
And we had that. That was not fun.
Oh,
We had
tomorrow's saying it's supposed to be 61.
yeah, in January we
yeah.
had like
Wishful
negative
thinking.
temperatures. So
All right, so we're gonna once again kind of run through Raw and SmackDown, and then just kind of get to more stuff. So basically, Raw started off with basically Jey Uso coming out, um, kind of basically talking up what we already knew that they're gonna talk up,
Yeah,
just with the whole
about their
build.
match.
Yeah, and so obviously, so him and Jimmy face off. You know, no surprise to the fact that okay, Solo interrupts, blah blah blah. Cody comes out, go figure. So we basically get to run that back for like the thousandth time
Pretty
because it's like
much.
it's starting to get predictable as far as the build up of certain matches like that. Same thing with all the Rock stuff when it comes out. Um, so we're still working on finalizing the 6-pack challenge for the tag titles. So we had DIY versus the Creed brothers.
That was a good match.
It was, dude, and I love the Creed brothers because they're just regular good old fashioned grappling and strength wrestling, and they obviously both have the background of actual wrestling. So like you have technicians, but you also have strength, and I definitely think they are future tag team champions beyond. Because I think Alex no stress. I think they were NXT, but you know, obviously DIY takes that, which I didn't think the Creed brothers were ready for for WrestleMania yet. Um, for any of you who watch NXT, obviously, like, you know, unless you watch NXT, at least a snippet of it, you don't know who a lot of these guys that come up are. But yeah, Creed brothers are definitely,
yeah, legit.
in the future. Um, so now, Cody's segment could have been at the end, and I would still be just as impressed. But like, so what are your guys' thoughts on Cody's absolute obliteration of mostly The Rock, not even Roman?
Oh, me personally, I fucking laughed my ass off when he called him his little short little wiener.
Yeah, Alex, did you get a chance to watch that?
Yep.
That was
That was funny.
hilarious.
Yep.
Like, dude, it's definitely pushing the boundaries of PG.
Yeah.
We'll say that. But honestly, like, and I loved how he finished it off with, "Hey, you know, no, no, like, big bad Rock. Guess what? No, you'll eventually be you'll be gone eventually." And so that basically, and then you had because then Heyman came out and kind of did the whole spiel about Roman, and then basically saying, "Hey, do a face to face on Friday," which obviously he accepted. Go figure, it's good build to the match. So now you have the second tag team qualifier match between Awesome Truth and Indashir, which you know what I have always loved the Miz. The
Yeah,
dude
me
has
too.
mic work.
Oh, he's perfect on the mic.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure.
And obviously, and I love R-Truth. Who doesn't love R-Truth?
Yeah, he's been in the company for 20 years.
And he doesn't aged a day.
No, he's never won at WrestleMania though.
Yeah, I seen that statistic.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, I guess I don't think it's going to change this year, but
No.
I don't know. And so Awesome Truth wins that. Go figure, honestly. Not really putting a lot of stock in Indus as big as they are, but I really don't feel like, much like the Creed Brothers, they're future something, but they're not anything current. So after that match, you have kind of a jarring back and forth with Chad Gable and Sammy, basically telling him, actually giving him good advice. Just because realistically, Chad is about the closest to beating him, and so, I mean, who do you think really is gonna win, Gunther or Sammy? Like,
Gunther.
I mean,
It's a big Gunter. Maybe.
It might be a triple threat though.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, and Gable wins.
right. I would want to see Gable win, honestly. Like, as much as I do love Gunther, but I feel like Gunther has already proven that he's a great secondary title holder.
Yeah.
Definitely future heavyweight champion without
Yeah.
question. And so you see Drew McIntyre come out, right? And he's not even halfway down the ramp. Burn it down. Like, dude, now it's the point where Seth is literally just he's irking on Drew, dude, and it's great.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much that Seth can't do to get underneath the skin of Drew McIntyre. Now, so we're all still mulling over the idea of when Damien's gonna cash in,
Night 2.
and if it's not WrestleMania, it's the night after. But it doesn't matter if Drew wins it or Seth wins it. It'll be gone the Monday night after. Because they're going to be beating the holy hell out of.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the time. He's only got, Damien's only got till July. So, I mean, he's only got 2-ish months, like maybe about 2.5 months, we'll call it, to cash in.
much.
And I think he's pretty close to passing Carmella's record of holding on to it the longest, I believe.
He's pretty close, but I looked.
And so now you have Alpha Academy, and again, the third qualifier for the night. You have Alpha Academy with freaking Otis and Tozawa. I love Tozawa's energy, but this dude is never going to win anything.
No.
He barely survived in like the 205 live, honestly. And then they go against.
He's only good at doing this. His little dancing moves.
Oh my gosh, but he's so good at dancing.
Yeah.
But obviously New Day wins that. Obviously New Day at WrestleMania is always a good idea. So you finish off the night, and honestly, for being a 3-hour show, it really didn't feel like a 3-hour show.
No, not at all.
Because I note everything out as far as like the night and everything, and man, it just not as full as some weeks, but so you have the Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Last Woman Standing.
I was worried about that match because she has a WrestleMania match. I'm like, why are they doing this so close to Mania? They want to injure her, but it didn't go that way.
Yeah, it's a pretty gruesome line Becky's walking, but like, Nia Jax, like, I love when they have big female wrestlers that under normal real life circumstances you wouldn't mess with.
Yeah.
But But in wrestling, it doesn't matter how big you are. Like,
If it wasn't for WrestleMania, the Becky and Nia would be a bigger deal.
yeah. Yeah. And so obviously Becky wins that.
Yeah.
Rhea comes out, kind of do a little face to face again. I honestly don't really know what Rhea's done. Like, I mean, the match at who did she wrestle at Elimination Chamber?
Shoot.
Nia Jax.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I didn't see. I really don't know. I really don't know what Rhea's really done. Let's call it the last 3 months, right? You know, you sit there and talk about how great you are, and you barely, really, truly, cleanly win.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Roman's reign. I mean, it's pathetic. It's insulting.
Yeah.
It is,
Is that-
but I still like her.
Well, no, I'm talking about Roman's reign
Oh
too.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, Roman Reigns.
I mean,
no,
you
no,
know,
fuck no.
He ain't
You
never gonna
know,
have a
I don't-
clean
I don't think-
WrestleMania match. No. You can't have a clean match to save his life.
no, and it's not going to be any different at WrestleMania.
See,
No.
if say if Cody and Seth both win their tag match, I still see the bloodline interfering. I don't
Yep.
see them sticking to their word. They never
No.
stick to their
Yeah.
word.
Not even on SmackDown.
No, and the thing is, it's Wrestle Freaking Mania, dude.
Yeah.
It's you should have every bit of clean matches at WrestleMania. You know,
Mhm.
you have
Totally agree.
you got about 60 to 70,000 people packed in. I know we had like 70, roughly 75, 78 at WrestleMania in Texas, and it's like we don't want squash matches. We don't want outside interference. We want just a good match.
I know when
And-
we seen Brock Lesnar and Roman at WrestleMania, you see how many people were pissed off when we were leaving?
Oh yeah, dude, we do. We were a few in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
I was the proverbial freaking match.
Don't they want heightened drama though for their matches? So an interference would do that.
I mean, but at the same
He
token,
is right.
I mean, they do, but it's like it would be fine if it was here and there, right?
Yeah.
But it's every fucking time. He's had
Yeah.
54 title defenses, and let's call it 85% have had outside interference. Like I
Really?
understand a couple times here and there,
Yeah,
but like it's to the point where that's just the match pro quo.
yeah.
Like that's becoming. We're just waiting for it, right?
What do
And
you
it's
think
like,
what do you think
bad.
about The Rock? You think who's turning on who? Roman turning on The Rock, or The Rock turning on Roman?
I think if I feel like Roman is starting to etch on to what's going on with The Rock. I really think The Rock is gonna screw him over.
That's what I was thinking.
I think that there's only one place, only one, high, because they list him as high chief
Yeah.
and
Final
Roman
boss.
as tribal chief. Now, I mean, maybe I would say let's play the hypothetical game, right? So if okay, so if they betray each other, right? One does the other, right? And so then it's Roman versus Cody in a clean match. Cody wins, right? So now would that push a straight match between Roman and The Rock at Backlash? Or do you think they would build it out to SummerSlam?
SummerSlam would
I
have
say
to be
SummerSlam.
Rock. No, I would say SummerSlam would be Rock versus Cody.
I think that because we don't know what Seth's gonna do. I mean, they said he's cleared.
Yeah.
So whether that's cleared by kayfabe or cleared by reality, he might take time off. Now, what if it was, what if Seth and The Rock run it back at Backlash or something, like, because Seth's gonna lose. I'm about 75% sure Seth is gonna lose.
Yeah.
Drew will win, and if Damian doesn't cash in at WrestleMania, he will definitely cash in Monday night, because he'll come out there for like, yeah, look at me, I'm the champion, and then Damian comes out with Judgment Day, beats the shit out of him, and then takes the title. So Drew will speak.
You don't see Damian putting himself in the WrestleMania match, making it a triple threat.
He might. He might pull a Seth Rollins. And still the best cash in ever.
Oh yeah.
Like
definitely.
hand over fist, the fact that Seth cashed in, and it was the same night that he got the greatest RKO. Of all time. And what's even crazier about that moment is that they practiced it and couldn't get it right. But when it hit live, holy crap, that was the best RKO ever.
Mm-hmm.
I would say best RKOs, definitely not the one on SmackDown. When
the one with the stunner.
The botched one where Austin Theory jumped.
Man.
Oh, the stunner, and he jumps up, and then they RKO him.
Yeah, but definitely the worst stunner though was definitely at WrestleMania.
Oh, with Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon, he like kicked him in the gut like normal, but he's an old man.
He starts wobbling, and you got stuck.
Even Stone Cold could not hold his character.
Yeah, he fucking laughed.
Yeah, So back to the status at hand here. So we get to SmackDown. We had a build up from last week of a Rey Mysterio Santos Escobar match, which honestly they could have put that at WrestleMania. I really think, that caliber of a match could have been like, we'll call it maybe like a kickoff show at WrestleMania, maybe a little more build to it. But realistically, Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar, I mean, we all knew Santos was going to win. We had the Irkin feeling. Obviously, Dominic came out with a mask on, and, I always love how they he distracted him. He could just turn around.
Yeah, I know.
Like you act like he grabbed your arm. No, you could look at him and then turn your ass back around. Like, I always love the outside interference that has nothing to do with them even doing anything but just being there. And don't look or don't turn around, like the shit gets so predictable sometimes. It's a little bit silly, honestly, but so anywho, damn rabbit trails.
What do you think of WrestleMania now? Would it be Rey Mysterio mask versus hair versus Santos Escobar, or would it be father versus son? And if Dominic beats him, then Rey is like in the shadows, and his son takes over.
I mean, they've already run the Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. I mean, it's possible. We're only really, we're two, like we talked about earlier. We're basically 2 Raws and 2 SmackDowns away from WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know. So we, I feel like there's going to be at least 2 more matches per night. So so we'll call it 4 matches total left.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have a women's tag match.
Nope.
We have Jade Cargill coming back to show up, on SmackDown this coming week.
Man.
And I don't know. I think they've really missed the
hype
opening
train
for Jade Cargill coming back.
There's no hype.
There's none.
But she's hot. We can all agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to lift me up. Anywho.
So they're getting quiet.
Well, yeah. Well, I only got 1 kid now. My 2 are gone. But so we have another qualifier match with Theory and Waller versus Gallows and Anderson. being that I watch NXT, I had no idea why they put Gallows and Anderson in this match or even have the potential of this match. Like, I already knew out the gate it was going to be Theory and Waller winning this just because the Gallows and Anderson were going for the NXT tag team titles.
Hmm.
So it made no sense why they were there. Like, there's got to be more tag teams that were viable on the SmackDown roster.
Yeah, it's like they could have picked a different NXT team that wasn't going for the tag titles in NXT.
Yeah, they could have.
They have to say NXT has really good tag teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of crazy. But I will say though, I mean, they do have a lot of them have called up though, because like New Catch Republic with Tyler Bate and the returning of the better name of Pete Dunne.
Oh, I'm glad he's back to that name.
Oh, I got sick of Butch.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a lesbian name. Butch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's which Butch do you want to pick? Because you definitely know, like, Shayna Baszler is definitely, she's the man in the relationship.
Yeah.
She is.
She beats her wife. And so obviously Theory and Waller win. Go figure. You know, now here's another person that's come back that really they've done nothing really with, and that is Naomi versus Io Sky. I mean, I had a 0% chance of Naomi winning this match. I'm not even sure why Io Sky, Asuka, Dakota Kai, although I don't even know why they even call themselves Damage Control anymore.
I don't either. They should be like a different name.
I feel
isn't Asuka injured from a SmackDown show with her knees?
She just recently got injured, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like they still have people in, the group that could fight. I mean, Dakota Kai's done nothing in years. She's a glorified manager that can fight once in a while.
Yeah.
And then get hurt.
Yeah, get hurt.
So since Asuka's injured, wouldn't they not do a women's tag title match at Mania?
I mean, we got 2 weeks. I mean, we don't know the severity of it.
Yeah.
But like, it's WrestleMania season, man.
Yeah,
if the titles, exactly, suck it up, Asuka, suck it up.
Yeah.
You big fucking ninny. Come on, dude.
Goldberg came out about Asuka, and he got pissed off that they used a woman to take over his streak.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, is that people don't realize. Guess what, guys? This is scripted.
Yeah.
Like they put over whoever they want to put over, guys.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. And like we've said before, you guys can hate on wrestling till the fucking cows come home because you're like, it's fake and it's scripted, just like every fucking TV show you watch.
Yeah, they're just stunt men and women.
Yeah, well,
there it is. Wrestlers to actually do their own stunts.
Yeah, wrestlers aren't pussies.
No.
Even The Rock has a stunt double. Even Vin Diesel has a stunt double. You know who doesn't have a stunt double besides wrestlers? Jason Statham, Jet Li. Some of these guys, they don't have stunt double. They're not
Keanu
pussies.
Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is a fucking boss.
Oh yeah, he does his own damn. He does his own stunts.
Yeah,
John Wick. Oh, I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, dude. It's just so funny. People that are like, oh, wrestling stuff, blah 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 blah. I'm like, wrestling's entertaining just like your TV shows.
Yeah.
Except for these guys are doing real things.
It's a lot better than a lot of those damn soap operas.
That's for sure.
Yeah. It's go ahead, do these, why don't you go fake what Cody did to his freaking pec, dude? Why don't you go fake what Triple H did to his pectoral too that one year? Like literally, when people tear those muscles, dude, you can't fabricate that, dude.
No.
And like when Cody came back for the Hell in a Cell match for Seth Rollins, like They basically had to modify
he was
the
feeling
match.
every minute of it. He didn't
They
take no
modified that
medication
match.
or nothing.
Oh yeah, they modified that match, but that's still fucking gruesome. That's fucking Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
I wish they'd have a Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania again. But
yeah, say the last one was I think it was Undertaker and Shane McMahon.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they honestly should just do away with the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view anyways.
They need to change the Hell in a Cell color, not be red, and go back to being the regular silver color.
I mean, I think the color really the color's not that it's what bothers me. It's just the fact that like I don't know, like it's one of those back in the day it was like, hey, when there was a rivalry and they needed to finish it,
Yeah.
it was Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yep. And so it used to just mean the finalization of a feud. And so now it's to and this point like there's some Hell in a Cell like pay-per-views that have one Hell in a Cell match. One.
Can't
That's
really
it.
call it a Hell in a Cell then.
So you have this pay-per-view you call Hell in a Cell and have one match.
Man.
Every match be a Hell in a Cell. Every fucking one of them.
Yeah, keep the
keep the
cage
you want to be
down.
truly gruesome? Truly gruesome. You put every fucking match at a Hell in a Cell. At Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. You just leave that cage down.
Yep.
That's just my hypothesis. That's my thought. Because how are you going to call it a pay-per-view Hell in a Cell? Because like when you have the TLC, you have 3 matches, one with tables, one with chairs, one with ladders, and then you have a TLC match. All there. Almost every match is involved in some way, shape, or form with tables, ladders, or chairs, or all of them. But I digress. But so now I don't even really want to touch on this. So like, okay, so KO talks to Nick Aldis about something, whatever. You know, Pretty Deadly, who are the biggest fucking goons ever.
Man.
Like, send them fuckers back to NXT, dude. I don't like them.
Never been.
I don't
stupid.
either. They're annoying.
And and I'm all for annoying tag teams, but like, they're just stupid. But again, they're practically jobbers at this point. So I mean, it's whatever. So KO obviously okay. Randy accepts the tag team. So like, even though KO and Randy are facing off with Logan Paul at WrestleMania, like they're still good until the bell rings at WrestleMania, and they are not good. Now, so WWE, they've been really kind of going. I don't know if you've kind of seen how theatric they are going now with like showing behind the scenes, like when they followed Sammy out of like the arena and everything, like they're trying to be more theatric, and it couldn't have been more theatric than LA Knight going to AJ Styles' house.
Oh, that was good.
That was great.
That brings back the old time where Randy Orton showed up. No, it was Triple H showed up to Randy Orton's house.
Oh yeah.
This reminded me of the Stone Cold and Booker T at the grocery store.
That one is still going to be the best.
With the gallon of milk.
I like when he goes through the checkout and scans on price check on Jackass. Yeah, they said it was a shitload. It cost them a shitload of money just to do that.
Who was the person that went? Who was the person that went to I think it was Edge's house.
That was Seth Rollins.
Yeah, Seth Rollins.
He walked in, opened up the refrigerator, grabbed the apple, started eating it.
See, like that's the theatric stuff I love. Like I love when like, you know what, dude? It'd be kind of funny though if it wasn't even his house. It's just some
random person's house.
They just put a bunch of pictures of the family in there. It's not even his house. We don't know. We can't know where the guy lives.
Freaking Angela's out in nowhere.
It'd be fan madness. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, so again, that honestly probably one of the better segments literally of the week. So now you have Street Profits versus AOP. I like the New Testament or the Final Testament.
Oh, me too.
I think really it's very, very fitting. Hey, let me pause this a second.
I don't even remember.
That's what I'm here for. So we were basically talking about the Street Profits, AOP, Final Testament,
Okay.
that whole group.
I
Oh,
do like
thank
AOP
God.
a lot.
Yeah, and AOP again. I mean, they've been tag team champions, so
Yeah.
I mean,
They have.
so
And they've been WWE. They've been the Raw Tag Team Champions and NXT.
yeah, I mean, so I think honestly, this is the best case scenario for Karrion Kross though, because Karrion Kross would not be relevant right now if he didn't have AOP with him.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah.
Even though I don't hate, I like to do it a bunch. So I don't know what the deal is with not using him though.
Well, I mean, he could be injured or something. Who knows? I mean,
Oh yeah, they don't say, but
yeah, it'd be great if Scarlett was pregnant. I'd get the boobs getting bigger. Praise Jesus. Scarlett's so hot. I'm sorry. Like,
I'm a big Becky Lynch fan, so I get it.
Becky got that booty though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
okay. See, basically, back to topic at hand. So Roman faces off face to face with Cody, and just the normal banter back and forth, and then Cody drops the whole Shield thing about, yeah, you guys are kind of undefeated, but
until
man, I'm having trouble trying to figure out who's the one that beat you guys. Oh yeah, I'll give you a hint. The last name was Rhodes.
Right
Dude, I love full circle storylines.
Yeah.
Cody's great on the mic. I mean, yeah, dude. When you're talking like, and that was years. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's still.
I mean, the Shield was in like
2015,
2010, 12, something like that.
Were they around until 2015 or something?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah.
But like, to have that come full circle,
right?
Like, dude, that's the best story writing you possibly could have.
Yeah.
Just to basically talk about, there was this one team that beat you guys. Like, I can't, like, just what a full circle moment. I freaking love it. And in typical fashion, so you got, Roman kind of walks out, whatever, and then you're like, and he's all like, snaps his fingers, and then nothing happens. So that was a really bad time cue on that one, and then you had Solo and Jimmy come out, and then Cody plays him to a T, and he's all like, "Oh no, they're gonna come get me!" And then here comes Seth and Jay.
Yeah.
And then what a good ending to the show! Like this bloodline crap. I mean, as much as we hate it,
it's good
like for the last 2 years of our life, it's been surrounded. Actually, I guess 3 years. I don't know. It's been a freaking while.
3 years.
And so it's definitely kind of a full circle, moment.
Did you see the after the show when what they showed with Cody and everybody in the ring, they were attacking each other?
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's only the biggest WrestleMania because of like 3 matches. Not even like nothing beyond that, because realistically your big matches that are kind of a culmination is basically, okay, so the Roman and Rock versus Seth and Cody. Okay, that's 1.
Yeah.
Roman versus Cody, that's obviously 2.
Seth and Drew.
Io Sky's match doesn't matter. Rhea's match doesn't really matter. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre really doesn't matter.
Well,
now, and then
it
you
does
have.
kind of matter because.
I mean, it does.
To me, I think it's a bigger deal than you think.
Because
something's gonna happen with that match. Someone's gonna come out. So
I'm looking at the WrestleMania thing for night one. It looks like the first match of night one is going to be the Cody and Seth and The Rock and match.
Yeah.
Then it's showing Jay and the brothers for second. Then AJ Styles, and then the Sammy's match is the main event.
Okay.
And they got Bailey's match before them.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's
on
slap in the face.
And then night two, it's gonna be Cody and Roman at the beginning. Then the tag titles, and then Seth and Drew, and then after that it's the United States match, and then the main event for that is Becky and Rhea.
Sure.
That's such a slap in the face.
Right.
It's a slap. Definitely a slap to the face for the winner of the fucking Royal Rumble for the women's.
Yeah, but
I mean,
how the WB is, they always change stuff last second. So.
Yeah, I mean
True.
that that could be how it's written, but maybe, maybe that's they're just listing the matches that are going on night one, night two versus like the actual like number.
They better have Bailey's match on night one as the main event because she earned that main event.
Yeah, it's a slap in the face.
Bailey's been great since last year's Mania, or even before that.
Well, and I like that Bailey's kind of having an epiphany.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like when Bianca was, chatting her ear off, whatever, about, damage control, and like she's like, do you think I know that? Like, and the thing is that like it was only a matter of time. It was a slow burn to the destruction of damage control, but I've always liked Bailey. Like I don't care if she's heel or face.
Oh, I've always been a fan of her.
Yeah,
she's great on the mic.
Yeah,
he knows how to make you love her and make you hate her. She's like the female Miz.
Yep.
Like she's been doing this for a while. She's done both sides of the heel and face turns. But like at the end of the day, she's a good wrestler. She knows how to put a show on. And so, I think if they're gonna have, like I said, was like the headliner, right? You earn a main event at WrestleMania, not a match at WrestleMania, main event. That's insulting, But then again, I mean, because that night two, it's Roman and Cody at the end. Because that's the main, that's the one who run Royal Rumble, right? You earn that spot. Same thing with night one. Night one should be Bailey and Io main event. Otherwise, you piss on the earning of a title by winning the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
You tarnish the point of that match. If you're just gonna have a match at WrestleMania, then they might as well just have a 40-person over the top battle royal. Because Royal Rumble is the kickoff to the road to WrestleMania. If you tarnish what that means, you just tarnish the whole event. Because Cody's going to get his main. They're headlining night two. That's a shoo-in.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. And so, I'm just curious again over the next 2 weeks. What stupid matches, and I'm calling them stupid because right now the card is good, but what are the next, like, let's call there has to be at least, there's only 10 matches now, and if Asuka's hurt, then we'll X out the women's title match, which those belts don't mean shit anyways.
No.
So what matches do you guys think that could be potential we'll call them filler matches. We'll call them not squash matches.
Well, wouldn't they do a what's it called, pre-show match?
I think that would they have a longer pre-show, I think it's gonna be more red carpet kind of Emmy Grammys type of setting. They're gonna talk to wrestlers. I think they're gonna do like I was talking about with the theatrics. I think that's why they're gonna lengthen out the kickoff show.
But wouldn't they use some like a main event type of style, or like the main event show? Wouldn't they use some of those wrestlers on the pre-show just to give them to make them feel like they're at Mania?
I mean, they could. I mean, and maybe again we have, 6 hours. We have 6 hours worth of Raw and 4 hours worth of SmackDown.
Yeah.
So maybe those will get filled in.
Who knows?
Apollo Crews? Anyone? Apollo Crews at the pre-show?
Apollo
Crews. I would like to see Apollo versus Shelton Benjamin.
I would like to see Samantha Irving sit in the middle of the ring and just let me look at her.
Right.
Have you seen Samantha Irving's Instagram?
I follow her.
She's a straight fox, dude.
Right.
Like, I tip my hat to Ricochet. I tip my hat.
What's he been doing lately? I don't see much of him.
He's kind of there.
Like,
he had a match on Raw with.
Yeah, I saw that. That's about it I've seen.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
wouldn't he be pre-show then?
I mean, when what's his nut? Braun Strowman kind of, when they had their tag team thing was the last time that they did anything truly with Ricochet.
Yeah. Well, Logan Paul and Ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's plenty of roster to throw some matches together. They really don't have to mean anything. No. I mean, we have our locked in 10 good quality storyline built matches.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a couple four baggers that are just kind of there, right? Yeah. Let's now what do we think for Jade Cargill? What do we think like for her at Mania? Do you think, because they have Bianca on the promo on some of the the WrestleMania signs, and she's not in it.
So Bianca, Jade Cargill, and Naomi gonna have something going on.
I mean, I'm trying to think of filler matches at this point because what matches don't matter but that matter, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I could see Bianca versus Jade.
I mean, maybe Liv runs it back with Nia again. I mean, maybe Liv beats her. I mean, who knows?
Right.
It's just kind of a curious how they're gonna fill in, because there's usually at least 12 to 14 matches at Mania. So I guess we're gonna kind of see what the next 2 weeks, I guess. We got and so it's I mean, definitely.
We got CM Punk tomorrow on Raw.
Yeah. He's supposed to host
WrestleMania, and he has some merch stuff in the works from his Instagram. He posted some merch on the table, and he had said something surprise for the fans. So he might be having some new merch drop at Mania.
Maybe.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, anything's possible, man. I mean, that's the
Matt
joys of wrestling.
I keep hinting at this to you, but Matt and Jeff Hardy left their I'm gonna say it, AEW contracts. They're done. So
yeah, I was say Matt Hardy was at Raw.
So wouldn't Matt and Jeff Hardy go to do something with the tag team title picture, because it's Matt's last run because of his lower back fusing together.
Yeah.
So they give him one more title run after they split the titles up. Give him the Raw titles. He has one decent run, and then he retires.
I mean, that's the thing too. Is like there's so many possibilities. You have MJF not being on the AEW roster.
Ooh,
you could have
he could come
have
at the
MJF running
at the
against.
No.
Who knows?
Seth, he could come in the Seth match. I see that if he does.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is too, is and it's like you have Chris Jericho, because again, like we obviously all of us kind of watch the little YouTube thing, so we kind of get snippets of things.
Yeah.
You have Chris Jericho kind of unhappy where he's at in AEW.
He's been pretty much showing that he's not happy there.
So there's so many like looming possibilities, and so, they could, and I think they might have, there might be a segment of somebody's type of show, maybe at Mania, maybe something that like,
hey, effect, maybe.
I mean, they're in
that tag team match.
Yeah.
I mean, but he could do the Grayson Waller effect and say, "Hey, I have a big surprise," and maybe MJF comes out or something like,
I don't
there's
see
gonna,
MJF on his show though.
I mean, who knows? I mean, and like because
they're the tag team.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, it's intriguing. It's intriguing just to think of like the possibilities, and they're, but like we don't have a whole lot of like foreshadowing like you've seen like when Cody came back to WWE, like we all knew it was coming.
Yeah,
it was still cool.
Yeah,
as hell when
we all knew it, but you had some fans were chanting Bray Wyatt. Some were saying John Cena. I might know it's Cody.
Yeah.
They actually, speaking of the GOAT, John Cena, they do have him kind of in the looming about a match.
Yeah.
Now, what match that is, we don't know for Mr. John Cena Bald Spot, but Bald Spot John. I'm gonna hashtag that one. But yeah, I mean, there's so many avenues we could go, and like that's why we love wrestling. That's why we're fans. That's why we do what we can to soak up as much product. And to anybody watching this, we're gonna drop a little snippet of. So Alex, here to my bottom right, we're gonna be doing a kind of an indies podcast, kind of a little brother to the Lockdown podcast. We're gonna start recording maybe every couple weeks, maybe just to get a little bit going as far as indie wrestling. So I can get educated on indie wrestling because I don't know a whole lot. Alex knows a heck of a lot more than I do.
I know a little bit because I watched a little bit of indies here and there.
Yeah, so we're just kind of branching out a little bit. I mean, kind of testing the waters. I mean, so kind of excited for a new avenue for the Lockdown podcast. I mean, I think
there are some good wrestlers in the indies.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, you got a lot of talent that's kind of flooded out of some of the bigger promotions and kind of drifted down into the indies, which again it's cool because they still want to wrestle. So
they still got the itch.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's addicting, dude. Like obviously, like the Seth Rollins promo that basically piggybacked off of Eddie Guerrero's promo. About basically just being addicted to it. Like it. So these guys want to wrestle. They still want to perform. It doesn't matter if it's an NXT level status of people. Who cares? Just want to have fun. It's an itch, man. So we'll be doing that on Tuesdays, probably every other week, just to kind of get the juices flowing of a little bit of indie knowledge. So so we'll see you guys for the for the WWE version, kind of the Lockdown next Sunday, and then we'll get something going Tuesday, probably be posted by Wednesday. So this is the Lockdown podcast. Peace.